Welcome to the Wisdom Channel of modern science and ancient psychology.
Welcome, friends. Today, the Fab Four gather around a single interview that reveals far more than headlines allow. Elon Musk sat with Zanny Minton Beddoes of The Economist. We will refer with time stamps. 4 moments cut deepest: the quiet surrender on AI acceleration, the heated DOGE exchange, the clash over Europe and the far right, and the sharp rebuff when she called him loathed. What was revealed is not just about one man. It is about humanity's relationship with power, intelligence that may outrun us, and the shadows both left and right refuse to own. A Stoic perspective. At 11:53, Elon says the words that should stop every thoughtful person cold. It just seems like all roads lead to the acceleration of AI. If you can't beat them, join them. He tried to slow it by creating a counterweight. He talked about the possible consequences. The counterweight became fuel. One of the consequences was enormous wealth. That attracted avarice, which is a polite word for greed. That is the nature of certain forces. You do not control the river by standing in it. You decide how to navigate. The dichotomy of control remains. We cannot stop the acceleration. We can still choose our character inside it. In daily life, this means asking, every time a new tool arrives, does this serve my virtue, or am I simply being swept along? Refuse the false choice between panic and passive surrender. Act where action is yours. Machiavelli has been listening and has an observation. Precisely, he says, power does not pause for good intentions. Elon learned the oldest lesson the hard way. Attempts to restrain a rising force often accelerate it when competitors exist. China does not pause. Other labs do not pause. So he joined. That is realism, not cynicism. Look at the DOGE conversation around 5850. He admits he got carried away in politics. Good. Self-awareness is rare among the powerful. Yet he still defends the core aim. Stop waste and fraud, especially when interest payments already exceed the defense budget. The accusation that 0 people died from the cuts is contested, as it should be. But the deeper revelation is this: institutions that cannot face their own waste invite the axe. In your own life, examine the spending of your attention and energy. What fraud or waste do you protect because the story about it feels virtuous? Cut it cleanly, or it will cut you later. Jung observes, the shadow is loud in this interview. At 1:01:42, the talk turns to Europe, the far right, and the possibility of civil conflict in Britain. Elon sees a civilization sleepwalking. Beddoes hears dangerous exaggeration and support for proto-authoritarians. Both are partially right, and both are incomplete. The collective shadow of the West includes the refusal to name integration failures, crime patterns, and demographic pressures that real people feel. The left's shadow is the moral superiority that treats any boundary as bigotry. When a culture cannot integrate its own denied aggression, fear, and tribal instincts, those forces erupt in darker forms. The goal in the shadow is the capacity for honest boundary setting without hatred. In daily life, notice where you silence an uncomfortable observation because it might make you look far right or far left. That silence is the beginning of the reckoning Elon names. Even if out of wisdom or decorum you choose to be silent, inside your mind, where it counts, own the observation, integrate it. Then choose the response that serves the whole you, not just the persona. Buddha breathes. Non-attachment is the missing middle path. Elon speaks of an age of abundance where work becomes optional and money may lose its grip. That vision can free, or it can intoxicate. Attachment to control of the future, attachment to being the hero who saves civilization, attachment to the story that one's critics are simply traitors. These are the fetters. At 11150, Beddoes says some people loathe him. He answers that the media is loathed far more, citing low trust numbers and his own vast following. Both can be true. Hatred of the messenger and hatred of the message feed each other. Equanimity, a calm mind, does not require denying the data or the hostility. It requires not becoming the hostility. In your morning practice, when the news or the algorithms of life light a fire of righteous anger, pause. Ask, is this attachment to being right? Or is this clear seeing that leads to skillful action? The difference determines whether you remain free. The Stoic position, what stands revealed, is that humanity is already inside the runaway process. AI will not wait for our moral consensus. Political tribes will not suddenly become honest about their shadows. The left will continue drifting further into moral frameworks that treat dissent as harm. The right still risks answering with its own excesses. The only reliable ground is character, your good character. Machiavelli comments, and strategy. Watch the incentives. Those who control the narrative of loathed or traitor are playing for power. Do not outsource your judgment to any side. Jung advises, individuate. The interview is a mirror. Where do you still hope someone else, Elon, the government, the AI, the opposing tribe, will do the hard work of integration for you? That hope is the persona's last defense. Buddha offers a path to peace. Let the acceleration be what it is. Meet it with clear eyes, reduced craving, and actions that do not increase suffering. Abundance without wisdom is still samsara, the endless cycle of suffering, wanting, and rebirth. Friends, take this into your day. When the next AI tool appears, choose consciously rather than joining by default. When political talk turns absolute, look for the denied shadow on every side. When you feel loathed or tempted to loathe, remember the media trust numbers and your own capacity for projection. The wisdom is not in the interview itself. It is in how you use it to become more responsible, more clear, and more free while the roads keep accelerating. This is the Fab Four. May you walk the middle path with open eyes. Thank you for walking the path a few steps with me. When the time is right, hit the like button and take the time to subscribe if you haven't already. Give your mind a gift of expansion by going to the Wisdom of Jung, Machiavelli, Buddha, and the Stoics channel. We offer wisdom from the perspectives of people who are respected and studied to this very day, from sheer wisdom to responses to the latest AI event. Remember to keep your mind clear, support your community, help the less fortunate, and stay loving.
When the time is right, seek the wisdom of the ages. Look within for the answers you seek.